As usual, fogging up the room again. Anyway, Richard here, good to be with you. I've got a pretty unique RDA to share with you today. This is not your usual, three-post design kind of RDA with two horizontal coils if you're doing a dual coil build on each side of the deck. How you do this is you build this like a K-fan style kind of thing, where you have your coils going across the air hole, which is placed in the center. That's if you're doing a single coil. But if you're doing a dual coil build, you have your coils stacked up one on top of the other because it comes with a four-post design. And for an RDA, I bet you've never seen it before, it comes with a silicon chimney right there smack in the middle, and it goes up to the top to enhance your flavor. And I got this from Focusecig, for this review. So let's go ahead and check it out. The Sniper RDA. Alright, the Sniper RDA, folks, by Focusecig. Just to tell you a little bit about it before we get into the close-ups. Comes with two positive and two negative posts there. Heat sinks on the body, right here on the top cap here, to help take away the heat, so it leaves your RDA cool and not hot. Okay, for those of you, especially if you're building dual coils on it. And speaking about the body is actually made from stainless steel 304 food grade, so that's what the RDA is made of. It comes with a silicon chimney to enhance the flavor. And if you're not sure, this is the little piece here I have in my hand, which I will show you up close as well. So you just shove it down in the middle and it acts like a chimney, and when you vape on it, it's supposed to enhance the flavor. Hybrid capable with M20/1 threading, so that you don't have to use a hybrid adapter. Okay, but just make sure that the contact center pin there has got a slight protrusion, otherwise you might get a short. Just be very careful with that. Okay, for those of you who's going into hybrid, hybrid is more recommended for advanced vapors. Alright, so anyway, let's get into the close-ups, and we're going to take a look at it, come back, I'm going to leave my thoughts with you and tell you what I think about it. Catch you in a bit. It's the Sniper RDA by Focusecig from China. The packing that it comes in a cardboard box with website on either side, left and right, and Focusecig branding up, down, center, everywhere. Okay, so that's the box for you. Opening it up, you just slide it out, and you have this plastic casing here to hold the RDA, and also some spares that you have here with Japanese cotton. Finally, they've realized nobody uses silica wick anymore. And you have O-rings, Canthal wire, I think one or two Phillips head screws for spares, and you have a silicon insulator there. Alright, time to put that aside as well. Just take a look at the Sniper RDA by Focusecig. Up close and getting a better look at it, let's take a look all around. You have your heat sinks here on the body, and speaking of the body, it's made of food grade stainless steel 304. You have your little engraving laser etched here, Focusecig Sniper, that's what it says here. And you have your little air hole here, your Cyclops style air hole, not too long, but basically they're about 2 millimeters in diameter. Okay, so you've got one on each side, and heat sinks to help take away the heat, and you've also got a Delrin top here as well, and at the bottom you have your 510 pin, which is made in brass, made by Focusecig. That's what it says here. Right, so this is adjustable, you can adjust it in and out. Okay, and let's start from the top. Delrin piece on top. You can use any drip tip of your own. Alright, so it'll fit in your 510 drip tip, and this can be removed, the Delrin piece. All you got to do is just turn it with your fingers and it comes off. And that's the Delrin piece to hold the drip tip, so that you can keep the heat away from your mouth. Okay, so basically just that. Alright, and then you can remove this piece. It's threaded, this piece top cap here. Well, that's the Delrin piece with this. Putting that aside, this you can pull out. Let me just get an atomizer stand, otherwise it's kind of difficult to try and just pull out the cap. Alright, so this is the top cap. Let me put that aside. With your heat sinks. Alright. and this goes on top here like that. Just screw it back on. That's how your top cap is. Taking a look at the deck, as I mentioned, this is the silicon chimney that they've provided. Please excuse my coils in there, just to show you how the coils are, built and done up. So that's to give you better flavor, to enhance your flavor once you've got your wick in there, which I'm going to also show you to the best of my ability. That is, I'll try my best. And you have 2 O-rings. Okay, let's take off this atomizer stand. The bottom section, you have your 510 pin here, and this can be removed. Your little 510 pin here has got a silicon insulator as well to prevent short. Okay, and you can remove the bottom section here. It comes off like this, and exposing this in brass. And you have your 2 positives that goes up to this 2 post here, 1 long, 1 short. You've got 4 post design, 2 longer ones, taller ones that is, and 2 shorter ones. Okay, so you've got 2 positive and 2 negative, capable of single or dual coil. Right, so with this taken out like this, you can actually attach this as a hybrid. Okay, so all you got to do is just screw this back down again, the contact pin. Alright, and I'm going to use my Celtic mod, which I've taken off the top cap, just to show you. It's got to be M20 by 1 threading. Not every mod is going to fit. Okay, so this is how it looks like. If you have this in hybrid mode, just let me show you the entire thing. Yeah, in hybrid mode. Without hybrid, just have to screw this back. Oh, by the way, let me just take this out. This can be removed as well for cleaning purposes. Held on by 1 O-ring. That's your airflow ring there. Once you put it back, it's adjustable. As you can see, the airflow. Alright, so for your standard configuration, just put this back here and screw this contact pin back on again. Alright, just to show you, if you're going to be using hybrid mode, make sure you have your pin extended out like this, because if you have it flush with your 510 threading here like this is going to cause a short. You must have this 510 contact pin here in brass extended out so that it will not cause a short, and this will make direct contact with your battery. Right, so that's how it should be for safety. Alright, so this is your silicon chimney. So once you remove that, that's how you do your coil. I have a dual coil in here with 28 gauge wire, and it's coming up to 0.7 ohms. Right, so you've got 1 negative, 1 positive, 1 negative, 1 positive as well. If you look further down, there is the insulator here, which is your positive, and another insulator on the shorter post, which is also your positive. So this is positive, this is negative, this is positive, and this is negative. Right, so you could either do a single coil or a dual coil. What I have here is a dual coil, and it's sitting one on top of the other. Okay, when you're doing a coil, make sure that your coils don't touch each other, and this bottom coil doesn't touch the deck on top. Alright, so you got to be very careful about that. Okay, I'm going to pull this higher a bit to make sure they don't touch. So if you look closer, that's how your coil should be. Make sure they're not touching the deck or anything like that, otherwise it will cause a short. Alright, so also the other thing you have to be very careful is, alright, when you're got cotton and all that in there, and when you're pushing this chimney back, in case you're using it, if you push it too low, it's going to push the coil down and touch the deck, or the other top coil is going to touch your bottom coil and it'll cause a short. Okay, so be very careful when you're pushing this piece back down. Alright, the juice well is about 4 millimeters in depth, so that's quite a deep juice well you got there. And also the fact that once you've got your cotton dripping down from the top all the way to the bottom, and you have cotton everywhere, so it's going to soak in your e-liquid, and it's going to be a while before you drip it again, which is kind of nice. Alright, so I'm going to just show you very roughly how I'm going to, put a cotton through wicket and then get the silicon chip to sit on top of it. I've got my cotton here, and let me just put one through the bottom. Okay, and I'm going to just snip it off. Sides here, and right now I'm going to use the other cotton and just snip it off. Okay, so basically I've got my cotton like that, and what you need to do is get it down here, push it down. Alright, then what I'll do is just get some e-liquid and prime it first so it's easy to work with. And there are probably other ways to do it, but I would do it this way. And in fact, initially I thought, the coil might burn the silicon, but when you have liquid and you have cotton on it, once it's saturated, it won't burn it. Okay, so just push this at the bottom. It's just supposed to hold the cotton. The flaps are holding the cotton down, you see? So once you've got that sorted out, this is how it looks like. Alright, so your coil is in the middle. Let's prime it some more. Make sure you've got enough juice in there. Alright, so let's get our top cap right now. Push it back inside. And that's how it looks inside. Can you see the silicon? Your coil is right there in the middle. We're just going to check for resistance. This should come up to about 0.6, 0.7. So, yeah, 0.72, 0.66, around there. Okay, just get a mod. Okay, I'm going to back it off a bit to let you see. Let's fire it. Okay, this is your Sniper RDA. We're going to get back top side, we're going to vape on it, and I'll tell you what I think of it. So the Sniper RDA by Focusecig for an authentic, it's not too bad for the price tag. I mean, it's not going to take an arm and a leg off you. Retailing for about just $27 US. Saw it on the website. I know it's available from Vapor DNA. If you check out Vaping Cheap's website as well, you get a further 10% discount with a coupon code. Alright, Malaysia, unfortunately, I don't think I've ever seen it here yet. So I suppose nobody's brought it in yet until further notice. So what do I think of this Sniper RDA? It is nice for people who don't want something too airy, like some of your other RDAs where we've got very big and very long Cyclops airflows. So this is, as you can see in the close-up, it's kind of small. You don't require a really huge lung hit. That would be nice. Very relaxing kind of vape, in other words, very controlled kind of vape. It's like the in-between of a really big lung hit and a mouthed lung. So, it's somewhere around there. It's nice and relaxed. Flavor, to be frank, I found it to be just okay. I don't know. I've not been using the silicon, chimney, but I did try it out. But the thing is, I find it very hard to put into the cotton, to push it in, centralize it and all that. And sometimes when I take out the top cap, it falls out. So I've just put it aside. And the flavor, when I was using it, It's about the same as what I'm vaping without the silicon chimney. That's, you know, just my point of view. Flavor, so it's okay. It's not too bad. It's not super fantastic as well, but it's not bad either. So likewise with vapor production as well. To conclude, this RDA, the Sniper RDA, is a gentleman's kind of RDA, you know, to put it in a nutshell way. It's very relaxed, you vape it. So, yep, not bad if you want something not too airy. See what I mean? Very nice, relaxed, very controlled kind of vape. So, one more vape and we'll call it a wrap. There you go. Thank you very much for joining us, and I'll catch up with you in the next video. Until then, have a great day. God bless. Bye for now.